Hi, I am going to show you how to start a Google Meet meeting. The first thing that we are going to do is come up here and we are going to put in meet.google.com and go over there. You're going to get to a page that looks kind of like this. The background pictures that you see here change often, so don't be worried if it looks a little different. The part that you really want to look for is this thing here that says use a meeting code, and it says you're not logged in with an account that can start a new meeting. Learn more. I'm going to teach you more by letting you know that all you have to do is go over here to sign in. If you have a macaulay.cuny.edu address, you can use that to sign in, and if you don't, you can use one of the faculty guest accounts. So I am going to go here to Macaulay Faculty. That is our guest account. If you if you didn't already have it in your history, you would put in macaulay.faculty at macaulay.cuny.edu, and then you would enter the password. You have been given the password in the instructions that are available on our site and by email. So I'm going to enter that here. Say next. And then I'm going to be back. I'm not going to add the password. I'm going to be back here. This background picture looks different, but now instead of saying that I can't start a meeting, it's saying join or start a meeting. So I'm going to click on the plus. But before I do that, I'm also going to point out that you can come up here to this little gear and it will tell you what you're using for audio and video. Right now I'm using the built-ins because I want you to be able to hear what people are saying to me on the call. But if I were doing a regular video or audio call, I would use headphones, and instead of seeing speakers default internal, it would say speakers and whatever headphones I had hooked up to it. For video, I am using the FaceTime camera that's built into my Mac. So all of that looks good. I'm going to say good. Done. Now I'm going to join or start a meeting. So I click that button and it asks for a nickname. It's not important what you put here. It can just be anything that you want. So I'm going to put Test Friday because today is Friday. You can also see when it is right here. I'm going to say continue. It's going to start getting the call ready. And it's going to give me a couple of options. It's going to say join now. Even though I set it up, it's going to say join. And it's also going to say present. If you wanted to screen share, you would want to present, but I don't. I want to just be in this call. If I wanted to screen share later, I could, but I'm going to join this. So I'm going to say yes, join. And then right here, it's going to give me information that I can distribute to others for either joining this call online or joining it by phone. So if you have students who have trouble getting internet away from campus, they could just call this using a phone, this phone number, and this PIN. I'm going to copy joining info, and I'm going to email it out to my colleagues who are waiting. I could also add people here if I already have them in my contact list, but right now I'm going to email. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to do a Command V to paste that info that was on my clipboard, and I'm going to enter in some names of colleagues that I would like to invite. You will have this from your class list. It'll be nice and easy. I'm going to put meeting info. I'm going to send that to them. And then while we're waiting for them to join, I'm going to show you a couple other things. So I'm going to turn this off. There are a couple of functions that you should know about in here. Let's say that I thought of a third person that I wanted to invite that I hadn't sent it to, and oh no, where did the information go? If you come over to the bottom left-hand corner and click this little caret, it'll pop that back up. That's the same thing if you have people who are trying to join by computer and they say, oh, it's really not working, I need to call. This is also where you would get the number for being able to do that. So you can also just copy that again, paste it into wherever you want to put it, into an email, into a text message, anything like that, and provide that for them. This is also, if people aren't actively speaking, they should definitely turn off their microphones to reduce background noise. So you can turn off the microphone here. Oh, good. Kelly is joining us. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Oh, I can't hear you. Let's see. Oh, now I can hear you. Okay, good. I got to hear you say nuts. Okay, it was just taking a second. So if something like that happens, don't panic because usually it's just a little blip. And again, if people are really having trouble getting on the computer, go over to this little caret and you can find the information for them to call. Hi, Joe. Now we've got two people here. So we've got people and they're talking. Look, and over here, they want to talk for a minute. So I'm going to turn off my microphone so they don't get background noise. They're going to talk.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Well, hello, Kelly. I'm going to turn on captions.
Just so
I love that feature.
It works really well, and it's also useful if you're in a place where you can't hear well. But of course, it only works when you're on the computer, not on the telephone.
Yes. And if you want to, if I wanted to share my screen, this Present Now button, that's where I'd be able to do it now. So if I had some slides or something I wanted to show my students, that would be there. But sometimes people are on a call and they're just talking and talking. Oh, I see Joe's raising his hand. Joe, was there a question you want to ask?
If you're leading a meeting, as you are, you also should have the option to record the meeting.
You definitely
should. So that's something people should see.
And so the recording is over here all the way. So there's turn on captions, there's present now, and then over here there are more options. And over here you have a chance to record meeting. And that will get saved into the Google Drive. It'll be either the faculty guest Google Drive or your own Google Drive if you're logged in with a macaulay.cuny.edu address. So I'm going to now turn that off. But sometimes there's lots of people talking and nobody can tell what to do, and like somebody needs to break in and they can't. And when that happens, then, oh, look, there's a chat feature right here. And Kelly used it to say raise hand. So Kelly, is there a question that you'd like to ask?
My question is, what is your favorite Star Trek series? Star Trek species.
The correct answer is always Next Generation.
I disagree, but we can discuss that offline.
Okay, if you insist.
Wrong.
Correct. The other thing we want to say about chat is that sometimes there's a lot of chatter going on in the chat because that's what it's for. But if people are trying to talk and to listen and to read all at the same time, it can get very confusing. So we highly recommend that you use that chat for people to raise hands. And the other thing to remember is that if you have people who are on the phone, you want to do something to remind yourself to check in with them. They are not going to be able to use that raise hand, and we don't want them to feel like they don't have a way to talk to us. So just do something so you're reminded to say once in a while, folks on the phone, does anyone have a question or a comment that they'd like to ask? Those are the basics, and that's all you need to do to get started. So thank you, Kelly. Joe's already left us, but thank you for helping us test. Oh, wait, but do you hear how you're hearing my voice coming through over on her side? Kelly, like, how do you think we could fix that?
Hi, it's Joe. I'm on the phone.
Oh, hi, Joe. Kelly was just going to show us how she can stop from hearing my voice coming back through her computer and then back to everybody else on the call.
I'm using a speakerphone device, not headphones, so I'm going to switch to headphones. I'm going to turn this off. And
put those on. Lovely. All right, and Joe, so were you having some trouble with your computer and you decided to call in?
I just kind of wanted to see how it works and to demonstrate to people that you can use a regular, normal telephone. And if you're having trouble with your computer, you shouldn't try to fight it or struggle with it. Just get off the computer and pick up the phone.
It's so nice to hear your voice. Thank you for doing that. Kelly, what's the question that you have?
Can you guys hear me now?
Absolutely. I can hear you. I can see you crystal clear.
Excellent.
All right, so I think that's all we need to show you for today. And when you're ready to turn off the call, all you have to do is if you come down here, this little toolbar will pop up again, and just click this red button. It looks like a telephone. At least it looks like an old handset. And if you forget that, just close your window. All right, thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.